Hi, my name is Patty Bills, and I'm the founder of Helping Kids Find Their Happy Face. My family was introduced to Shaklee back in 1994. My kids were 3 and 7, roughly, and we started using their products. We all started using their multis and their protein shakes and so forth, and everything was great for a number of years. And then when my daughter turned 12, she's the oldest of my two, it was a summer when it wasn't up to me for my kids to take their vitamins. It was up to my husband to give them their vitamins every morning. I had to be somewhere first thing in the morning. And 3 weeks into summer break, I came home from school and my husband said to me, "What is wrong with Leah?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "She is not the same. She is emotional, she's grumpy, she's driving me nuts." I said, "I don't know." And literally, I didn't know what the difference could be. I didn't think much of it. And 2 weeks later, this was still going on. And I just happened to ask him one day, "Are you giving the kids their vitamins?" And he said, "No, that's your thing." And I said, "Wow." I said, "Do you think maybe that could be what's going on with Leah?" And he said, "No, what would that have to do with how she's behaving?" I said, "I don't know, but that's the only thing we've changed." And so we decided to put them back on their vitamins. He promised me he would do it every morning. It took about 2 weeks, week and a half, 2 weeks, and all of a sudden she was back to her normal, happy, patient self. And we just couldn't believe the difference. He even was so dumbfounded that without telling me, he purposely stopped giving them their vitamins for about a week. And sure enough, she became emotional, grumpy, and impatient again. So we knew it had something to do with the vitamins. And then about 6 months later, some friends of ours, their daughter ran away from home, about the same age, 12, 13, and all the same symptoms. And I said to her, I told her my daughter's story. I said, "Why don't you try putting her on the multi morning and night and see what happens?" So they did that. And sure enough, about a week and a half later, she was a completely different child. She was happy, she wasn't emotional most of the day, she had patience for her sisters, and the mother was so happy with the results. So for some reason, I didn't do much with this information for many years. So 14 years later, I was in a business group, and I told my story to some professionals, and someone in the group said to me afterwards, "Patty, we need to talk." He said he had a 16-year-old that for the last 2 or 3 years really wanted nothing to do with them. He hibernated in his room most of the time. He hardly ate dinner with them. If they did have a conversation, he'd inevitably end up blowing up about something that was pretty insignificant and just get angry. And so we decided to put him on the multi morning and night and a B-complex morning and night, mainly because of the stress of high school. Well, he announced in my group about 3 weeks later, he literally said, "Patty, thank you for giving us our son back." I couldn't believe it. He said that for the last week and a half, he was a completely different young man. He was coming home from school, spending time with his mother, telling her about school, helping her cook, visiting with her while she cooked, joining them for dinner, not hibernating in his room, and really enjoying the evening with them. And they hadn't experienced that in almost 3 years. So they were elated with the results. And I came home that night and I said, okay, there has to be something to this. It can't just be a fluke that this is helping the few people I've helped. So that night I didn't sleep. I literally did not sleep all night, which hardly ever happens to me. And I came up with a name, Helping Kids Find Their Happy Face. I thought to myself, there's just too many suicides out there, runaways out there, and even families that just have a difficult time spending time together because the teenagers are grumpy and emotional. And so I decided this is my passion. I want to find families that are going through this. And since I started really pursuing this with families, I have found even families that have a child as young as 1.5 or 2 years old, that were emotional 90% of the day. People think that's normal. It's not normal. They were giving this 1.5, 2-year-old now our Incredivites, our children's chewable, and I mean within a week and a half, that child is now happy 90% of the day. So I never realized that it could help even children that young. So whether your child is 1.5 or 2 years old, or they're 10 years old, or they're 16 years old, there's a good chance that if they're emotionally charged, that they can be helped by a simple multivitamin and maybe some B-complex with it, depending on the age. So if you have any questions at all, or would like help with this, or would like to consult with me, please feel free to call me. My number is 719-237-2697. Or you can check out my website at findyourhappyface.com. I would love to help you and your family or anybody you know that could use the help. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye-bye.